Friends and family of a teenager from Wiltshire are helping him achieve his dream of becoming a professional driver.
Yes, they cycled from Chippenham to Paris to raise money for 16-year-old Ben Conolly, who's been paralysed by cancer.
Ben needs a special machine to stop his muscles from getting weaker. Well, just before we came on the air tonight, Ben and his whole team joined us.
OK, Ben, first of all, thank you so much for coming in and bringing all these people and supporters with you as well. I think it's fair to say, isn't it, that you have had a really tough year, more than a year.
Yeah, incredibly tough, but...
And your life has turned upside down, so tell us a little bit about how that happened.
Well, I was diagnosed with cancer last October, and I went into the operating room and I came out paralysed.
OK, and so from there you're having to completely learn a new way of life, I suppose.
Yes, yeah.
Devastating news, of course, for anybody, let alone a young guy like you. But there was this idea then to cycle. Now, tell us about the cycling project and what the purpose of that is. What are you raising money for?
OK, we're raising money for an FES machine, a functional electronic stimulating machine, that basically it works like a TENS machine, and you put electro pads on his muscles to stimulate and stop the wastage in his muscles. Simon came to me in March, wasn't it? And said he wanted to organise a football match, which he did, and was very, very successful in raising money. I think in the end it was about £2,500 he raised. At that point we didn't know quite what we were going to use the money for, but he then suggested to me that he'd like to organise a team to cycle from Chippenham to Paris.
Wow, that's a long way,
It is a long way.
Yeah, and all these people took part, is that right?
They all took part. If it wasn't for Peter's help at the back there, because he did it a couple of... Peter there.
Right.
He did it a couple of years ago, John O'Groats to Land's End, so I actually used his brains for ideas and everything, so...
I bet your muscles were pretty sore, weren't they, after all that? A bit saddle sore. But you're raising this money for a purpose, for this machine, because you want to keep strong for a reason too. Just tell us about that, Ben.
I want to be a professional drifter in the British Drift Championship.
And what does that mean, just so we all know?
Drifting, so sliding cars around corners in tandem and hitting clipping points and just loads of smoke. And
you came up with this idea quite soon after you were diagnosed, really, didn't you? Do you think that's kind of kept your positivity? Because you are a very positive person.
It was always been my goal, really, to be a drifter, even before I was paralysed, so...
And you need your strength for that, for the clutch and all that, or for the changing gear, or what?
To mainly get in and out of the car.
I see, yes.
Yeah, because it's all roll cages and everything, so...
From meeting all of you, what really strikes me, and I'm sure you as well, David, is the positivity, the fact that you've all come together to do something for Ben, the fact that Ben has got aspirations and goals that he wants to achieve. Where does this all come from, Sam?
I think it all comes from Ben, really. He's been positive all the way through, considering all the things he went through, the chemotherapy, the shock of initially finding out he had leukemia, and then a few days later being paralysed. I mean, that would defeat most people.
Yeah.
But we salute you, Ben.
Thank
and
you.
all the team here. Thank you all very much indeed for coming in. Sorry we can't speak to you all. It'd be lovely if we had the time.
And good luck with the rest of the
Thank you very much indeed.
fundraising.
And when you're drifting, we want to come and see you.
Definitely,
Will
I'll take you out, yeah.
Happy birthday for yesterday as well. You're 17, aren't you?
Yes.
Thanks. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, I wish them the very best of luck as well. They've still got more to raise, and I think they'll do it. They're just such a positive, incredible group.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to meet Ben and his team, and as you say, we wish them well. Right.